Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Check out this epic photo of Dorit Kemsley and Boy George and get an inside look at their friendship. There is one adage that is definitely true. A picture is worth 1,000 words, and we found one photo of Dorit Kemsley, Boy George, Paul P.K. Kemsley, and their extended circle of friends that is worth at least that. P.K. shared the throwback photo of his ex-wife, who reportedly filed for divorce earlier this month, and his longtime friend back in September 2024. It also features the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Kyle Richards and Mauricio Umansky, making it a true time capsule of when it was snapped in August 2016. It's also proof that a lot has changed in the 9 years since they all posed together for the photo. While Dorit and Boy George were once so close, he even lived with the Kemsleys, as you can hear more about in the video at the top of the post. They have grown apart following Dorit's split from PK. Boy George is firmly in PK's camp. Firmly, Dorit told Bravo producer Alex Baskin during Season 3, Episode 3 of Bravo's Hot Mic podcast. "I'm also not fighting for people that are in his camp. It's like, let PK have whomever he needs for support. He should have that, as should I." She went on to share that she is more than supportive of their tight-knit bond. "I think George and I still will always be friends, but I think he's definitely firmly in PK's camp," Dorit said on the podcast episode. While Dorit and Boy George aren't as close as they once were, the legendary pop star is still tight with PK, who is not only his friend, but also his manager. PK not only often joins Boy George on the road when he tours, but the pair also often hang out as friends, including during a recent party in NYC at Planet Hollywood. PK and Boy George are also hard at work on the upcoming biopic about Boy George's life and epic career with Culture Club. All-day script chats with our major studio. Yup, the movie is coming, and maybe it's time we all learned what the word icon means. When you think of reality television royalty and 80s music legends, Dorit Kemsley and Boy George might not seem like an obvious pairing, but their long-standing friendship proves that fame, glamour, and deep loyalty often go hand in hand in unexpected ways. Over the years, this unlikely duo has shared laughs, red carpets, and even a home. But like many relationships shaped in the Hollywood spotlight, theirs has evolved through major life changes, including Dorit's recent split from Paul P.K. Kemsley, Boy George's longtime manager and close confidant. As the world watches the personal and professional lives of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills stars unfold, a single throwback photo, shared by PK himself, has reignited curiosity about the bond between Dorit and the Culture Club frontman. The image, captured in August 2016 and posted to social media in September 2024, includes a smiling Dorit, Boy George, PK, Kyle Richards, and Mauricio Umansky, frozen in time during a happier chapter. Nearly 9 years later, it stands as a snapshot of a different era, one full of promise, parties, and profound friendships. The story of Dorit and Boy George's friendship begins with PK, a high-profile British talent manager who has represented the pop icon for years. When PK and Dorit tied the knot in 2015, Boy George quickly became more than just a client in their world. He became part of the family. In fact, their connection was so close that Boy George actually lived with the Kemsleys for a time. Their Beverly Hills home wasn't just filled with luxury and modern design. It was also home to one of the most iconic voices in music history. Dorit once spoke fondly about this unique living arrangement, noting how normal it became to have a legend like George making tea in the kitchen or offering his sharp wit at the dinner table. For fans of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Boy George's presence was an occasional but always entertaining bonus. Whether he was performing at events or offering Dorit advice, his bond with the Kemsleys offered a fascinating glimpse into their life behind the cameras. The now viral photo that reignited interest in their friendship was taken during a star-studded evening in August 2016. PK later posted it in September 2024, seemingly as a nostalgic nod to better times. In it, Dorit looks radiant next to Boy George, with PK, Kyle Richards, and Mauricio Umansky rounding out the group. It's more than just a celebrity snapshot, it's a time capsule. At the time, Dorit was just starting to gain traction on RHOBH, while her relationship with PK and their young children was the picture of stability. Boy George, meanwhile, was enjoying a resurgence in popularity with new tours, projects, and a renewed public image. Together, they represented a merging of two glamorous worlds, music and reality TV. Now, nearly a decade later, so much has changed, not just in their personal lives, but in how the public sees them. And that photo, once a symbol of enduring closeness, now serves as a bittersweet reminder of a bond that has, by all accounts, shifted. In April 2025, reports confirmed what fans had long suspected. Dorit had officially filed for divorce from PK after months of speculation. The couple had weathered many storms together, including a terrifying home invasion in 2021 and rumors of financial strain, but ultimately their relationship came to an end. While the divorce itself sent shockwaves through the Bravo fan base, it also cast new light on the relationships surrounding the couple, especially Dorit's once close bond with Boy George. On Season 3, Episode 3 of Bravo's Hot Mic podcast, Dorit sat down with executive producer Alex Baskin to talk candidly about the divorce and its ripple effects. When asked about where things stood with Boy George, Dorit didn't mince words. Boy George is firmly in PK's camp. Firmly, her tone wasn't bitter, but accepting, even gracious. I'm also not fighting for people that are in his camp. It's like, let PK have whomever he needs for support. He should have that, as should I. For Dorit, the dissolution of her marriage also meant recalibrating her social circle. While she remains supportive of Boy George and grateful for their shared history, she acknowledged on the podcast that their bond has changed. I think George and I still will always be friends, she added, but I think he's definitely firmly in PK's camp. It's a mature, grounded perspective, and one that many fans appreciated. Navigating the end of a marriage in the public eye is never easy, but doing so with dignity and mutual respect for shared friendships is even rarer. Still, it's hard not to feel a twinge of sadness knowing that Dorit and George, who once shared a home and so many moments, now find themselves on separate sides of a significant life divide. While Dorit and Boy George's relationship has cooled, PK and George continue to thrive both professionally and personally. Their manager-artist partnership is rock solid, and their friendship remains a constant, unshaken by the drama of divorce. PK often joins Boy George on the road when he tours, and they're frequently spotted together at events, including a recent star-studded bash at Planet Hollywood in New York City. The two have been seen laughing, strategizing, and celebrating decades of success. They're also hard at work on one of their most ambitious projects to date, a biopic chronicling Boy George's life and career. The film promises to pull back the curtain on the singer's rise to fame, his struggles, his triumphs, and the creation of Culture Club, all through the lens of an industry insider who knows him better than most. In February 2025, PK shared an update on Instagram, teasing progress on the biopic. All-day script chats with our major studio. Yup, the movie is coming, he wrote. Maybe it's time we all learned what the word icon means. Just saying. For Boy George, this film represents more than just a career milestone. It's also a celebration of identity, creativity, and resilience, qualities that have made him a lasting figure in both music and pop culture. And with PK by his side, it's clear that their dynamic remains as strong as ever. In the aftermath of her divorce and shifting friendships, Dorit has chosen to focus on herself, her children, and her own future. She's still a prominent figure on RHOBH and remains beloved by fans for her style, vulnerability, and wit. While she may not be sharing dinner parties or kitchen chats with Boy George anymore, Dorit has embraced this next chapter with grace. She's not clinging to the past, but she's also not denying the role those relationships played in her life. In many ways, Dorit's journey mirrors that of many women rebuilding after heartbreak. The world she built with PK is no longer her foundation, but it still holds memories, lessons, and lasting connections. While time and life changes have redefined the relationship between Dorit Kemsley and Boy George, their friendship still resonates with fans because of what it represented: loyalty, shared creativity, and a meeting of worlds that felt both surreal and authentic. The 2016 photo remains iconic because it captures a moment of unity and light before life became more complicated. And although Dorit and Boy George may no longer be as close, that doesn't erase the impact they had on each other's lives. Friendships evolve. Some fade quietly, while others transform into something different. In Dorit's own words, "I think George and I still will always be friends." And perhaps that's the best kind of ending, one filled with respect, history, and a little bit of Hollywood magic. Please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos.